Whenever I turn on like all of my lights, I feel like it's giving a lights, camera, action, bitch. This is cute. I don't know. I'm liking this YouTube shit. Like, I really feel like a star right now. Hey guys, welcome to another video. My name is Morgan from Morgs vs. the World. Today we're going to be talking about how to plan an event, but specifically an influencer event. Don't forget to follow me on all of my social media accounts, and if you guys want a very quick roundup version of this video that's not super long, go ahead and check out my TikTok account because I do have like a shorter version. So let's get into this. At the very end of July, I hosted an influencer event for the release of the Barbie movie.
Yesterday, I hosted my first influencer event, and I'm sorry, was I born for this? I am respectfully tooting my horn, but let me tell you guys what we did. So this event was for the opening weekend of the Barbie movie. Starting out, I had 35 content creators from DC, Maryland, and Virginia join me at brunch at Wilson's Hardware. And I am here to tell you that sometimes when things blow up in your face, it's for a good reason. Because when I tell you my original venue canceled on me 1 week before the event, and Wilson's Hardware came to save the day. And the food was bussin'. The other place was not better slap like this, okay? But the decor, baby, the devil is in the details, and Picnics by Peace had that on lock. But you can read the caption to see who else helped me with this event, like Love Corkscrew, Blown by Ebbs, or wait for my event planning video to drop. So then we were picked up by this pink bus from USA Guided Tours, and let me tell you, they had the ladies hyped.
Everybody's reaction to the bus.
We were transferred over to Alamo Drafthouse, where we had a private screening of the Barbie movie. We had a pink carpet with professional photography from Good Visions. Once the movie was finished, we transferred everybody back to their cars, handed out PR packages for myself and the date box. And yeah, that was the entire event. Our two major sponsors was Dat Jer Caribbean Char Grill and the Escape Game, but this event wouldn't have been anything without the amazing Barbies that attended. I'm not gonna lie, this event was a lot of work, but after hearing so many compliments, I might do it again. Maybe.
This event was for 35 content creators in DC, Maryland, and Virginia, but the entire event itself was mainly hosted in Northern Virginia and Washington, DC. This event included brunch, transportation, a private theater screening, and also a personalized PR package. We're gonna start with the story of how this event even started, because when I tell you, I used to host public events for about a year straight. These events were like not really profitable. Some of them were, most of them weren't, where I would only make maybe $50 to $100 per event. I just kind of came to terms with the fact that that was not appeasing me financially, or just in general appeasing me, period, because I had a lot of issues with my events. We're not gonna get into that. When 2023 started, I said I'm gonna host a public event every single month. I hired an event planner, I was doing my deep research, I was finding all these locations, and long story short, I had a lot of like unprofessionalism and situations blow up in my face. Long story short, January came to an end where I realized that I'm not doing any events ever again in my life. It was very stressful, it was very annoying. So I had jumped at the bandwagon on one of my events, and I wanted to host a private movie screening for the Indiana Jones movie. I decided to rent out Alamo Drafthouse in Washington, DC. I had already put down like my deposit for it, where you have to pay like 50% up front, whoop. But realized that I'm not doing my events, I reached out to them and was like, hey, is there any chance I could get out of this contract, and can we just like, you know, not do this anymore? I did create a couple of different videos for Alamo Drafthouse that I know for a Fendi fact had brought them quite a bit of revenue. So I kind of was like, can we make an exception? They said absolutely not, shut the fuck up. So I had to still continue this event because I wasn't able to get out of the contract. So they said that I could either just pay the other half and just not rent out the theater, or I could just change it to another movie at any point in time, as long as I do this private screening before the end of 2023. With that, I said, I'm not wasting a motherfucking dime, bitch. So I decided to host this Barbie event. Now, originally this was going to be a public event where I sold tickets for it and anybody could attend. But when I went over the pricing with Alamo Drafthouse, I was going to have to charge, I think like $45 per ticket, just to make some sort of revenue on this event. This does not include any snacks or any drinks. This is literally for you to come to a private screening with Morgs vs. the World and watch a movie. Eventually I was like, okay, let's look at this from a different, you know, mindset perspective. How are we going to make money from this event, or how is this going to benefit us in the future? The only thing that I could think of was doing an influencer event and then just getting a bunch of sponsors to basically be able to pay for this amount of money that I just put into Alamo Drafthouse. And that is what I did. So So now we're gonna get into some of the details of how this came about. Now, I will say I'm praying that my face is not going in and out of focus this whole video. Literally for you to come to a private screening with Morris versus the World and watch a movie. So I'm using this old fucking camera, and every time I look at the screen, I'm blurry. All right, so if you see me going in and out of focus this whole video, shut up. I wanted to speak a little bit about my invitation list, how it came about. I invited 50 content creators because I had a 35 limit guest list. So I figured quite a bit of people wouldn't be able to make it. Some of these sponsored brands require at least 2,000 followers on Instagram or TikTok in order for me to invite them. So before I could even actually invite these people, I had to create this list of 50 content creators, and I had to send it over to those very specific brands. Some of the creators actually had a following on like Facebook or Twitter instead, and the brands were like, listen, if it ain't Instagram or TikTok, get them the fuck out of here. So how did I actually create this list of 50 influencers? I'm really big on genuine connections, organic support, and just like real fucking vibes, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of the creators, I like know them in person because I have met them at influencer events, or just we cross paths at some point in time. Then the other section of people were content creators or influencers where we chat a lot on social media, but we haven't had a chance to meet yet. But I noticed their names pop up a lot in my comments. I noticed that they comment on my Instagram stories a lot, or I see them in my TikTok videos a lot, you know, stuff like that. So pretty much everybody that I invited, I knew in some sort of way. One thing about this event specifically, and probably every single event that I'm gonna host in the future, is I want them to be very intimate. I want them to be very engaging. I want people to really feel like they're around supportive women. And I'm not gonna say that a lot of content creators and influencers in the DMV are fake, by none whatsoever. First of all, if I don't know you, I can't say shit about you. However, I will say I'm very big on energy, I'm very big on vibes. So a lot of times I will meet people at influencer events and I just don't feel like we're connecting because I'm very energetic, I'm very bubbly. And a lot of times when people don't match that energy, I kind of feel like I have to subdue myself, or I have to like kind of almost conceal my energy and conceal my personality, and I don't like that. That's not to say that if you weren't invited and we do know each other that you don't give me that vibe. I will genuinely say after the amount of DMs that I received, there was a whole like amount of people where I dead was like, holy shit, I did not even think about them, but they should have absolutely been at this event. But there also were a couple of DMs where I kind of read it and was like, If the first time that you ever felt the need to DM me or to interact with me on social media was after you saw this video, like we have maybe followed each other for a while, or maybe you followed me for a minute, but this is the first time that you ever want to talk to me, ain't looking good for you. You know what I'm saying? Because it just like, from my perspective, it's not giving organic. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Let me get into this actual event planning, y'all. I want to talk about some of the websites and the apps that I use to basically create this event. Starting out with Partiful, that was actually how I created my invitation. I had this manager send out an email to all of the ladies, and in the email it had a link to the Partiful invitation. So Partiful is basically an online platform where you can send out invitations. They have like an RSVP list, they have a wait list as well, which is honestly like the best part of this website, and you can just put in information very easily. They make it super cute. The website's kind of interactive. So this is basically what my invitation looked like. People were not able to access like the location and stuff like that until they RSVP'd. When the event was over, I did want to make sure everybody knew how thankful I was for them attending, taking the time out of their fucking day to actually hang out with me and hang out with all these other women. So I sent them a thank you email, but it was kind of like a cute little invitation, aesthetically pleasing, and I did get that from Paperless Post, which I guess is a website where you can just send cute emails. Canva is my bestie. I use her for everything. Literally everything. I created my email banner that way. I did the marketing deck for the creators that way. I created my contracts, the content creator tags, and social handles, which is a document where I make whatever. We're gonna get into that. I also used it to make this postcard for the PR box, which basically had information on discounts, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I used it to make the PR box cover as well, and then I also used it for the pitching deck for brands. For my logo that I have that looks like somewhat similar to the Barbie font, I got that on Fiverr.
I forgot to film the most important part, which is how to stay organized. I've been using Notion to literally organize everything from my events to my personal life and even my content. I created a Barbie section that included my timeline, the to-do list, the tasks I had to complete, and the manager that I had at the time, my invitation list, the invitation details, details and also information on the PR list and brand collaborations that I booked.
But I do want to just kind of jump really quick into the pricing, just so you guys have an idea as to what this event cost, what I would have paid, and then I'll talk about how I got out of it. The movie theater price, the peak rate for 35 seats, which is the theater that I rented out, it was $394. Then there was also a food and beverage minimum. So this was optional for me to pay or for the guests to pay. It was $525 total. Basically, if the guest did not buy $525 worth of drinks, snacks, food, or whatever at this movie theater, I was gonna have to cover the rest of the fees. Because it was a blockbuster opening weekend, since it was the first weekend that Barbie came out, that was also an additional $525. There was a staffing fee of $289. So in total, it was $1,857 to rent out the theater, and this is not including the potential $525 fee. Luckily, my girls were hungry, I guess, even after we did get brunch, so they did exceed the $525 limit. I didn't have to pay anything. I was very pleased and happy about that. For my branded items, for the banner that I had that the girls were taking pictures in inside the movie theater, I ordered it from Banner Buzz. It was the 8x8 step and repeat fabric banner for $86. Then I also had to order the banner stand, which was $150, which I'm thankful I can continue to use because at least, you know, it's an investment, you know what I'm saying? Shipping was $82, but then off the overall total, I actually got to take off $59 because I had like a discount code from one of the plugins that I use on Google Chrome that basically just finds discount codes and deals for everywhere that I shop. Let me know if you guys want to know what that is. From Vistaprint, I had ordered my PR package and my coupon cards. The PR packages, I did not get them printed on the inside, so it was only the outside that actually had a design on them. That was $159, and then the coupon cards or postcards that I had ordered, those were only $25. Packaging paper that I used inside of the PR boxes, I ordered that from Uline, and it was $80 with shipping. The paperless post email that I sent out to everybody just thanking them for coming to the event, it was $22 for 100 coins. However, to send out basically 35 emails, it didn't cost 100 coins, so I still have 18 coins left over. I don't know if that makes sense to you. The PR package items that I got, some of the items are from a failed business that I did a couple of years ago when I was in college. We're not going to talk about her. She's in the grave right now, but basically I have a lot of her stuff still left over in storage. Then every other item was sponsored from different companies such as Patty Wax, USA Guided Tours, Picnics by Piece, The Date Box, Dat Jerk Caribbean Char Grill, Sip and Develop, Artec House, Joe's Commonwealth, and also Kiss Cosmetics. I ended up tipping a few of the companies, so that was $600 total, and then also my boyfriend and my close friend, they helped me out with the event, so I paid them $400. So in total, the price of this event was $2,936. So now let's get into how I got out of this $2,936 fee and additionally profited off of this event too. Before I do that though, I'm going to tell you guys the quick story time as to how I lost my venue a week before the event and also how I made a come up from that. This was supposed to be a luxury picnic outdoors outside. Come to find out, I was gonna have to provide the food, and I didn't really allocate a budget for the food. I also, you know, if I knew that, I would have reached out to people a long time ago to try to get sponsorships for the food. By the time that I found out, I felt like it was a little bit too last minute for me to try to find a food vendor, and I also know from my friends who are planning weddings right now, catering is very expensive. I basically reached out to a couple of different restaurants to see if I could actually host the brunch at their establishment, which kind of takes away a lot of the other issues that we were gonna have. I say issues basically because we were supposed to do a picnic in a park at first. A lot of parks have very specific regulations for luxury picnics, for decor, for alcohol, for food, for how many people can actually be seated. It's just a lot. So there was gonna be a lot more money that had to be involved if we kept it at a luxury picnic. My ex-manager, she had solidified a partnership with this place called Easy Company. I think they're called Easy Company at the Wharf. Everything was set in stone. We had the contracts well, the contracts were made. The contracts were emailed. We're waiting to get the contract back. So if the event was on Saturday, the Friday before, that Saturday. Easy Company let my manager know that I guess they started getting a decent amount of brunch bookings for that upcoming Saturday, and they just don't really feel like it's worth hosting this event anymore. So they're basically not gonna do it. The next week, I ended up going to Wilson's Hardware in Virginia just because me and my girl, we did like kitten yoga. It was my first time there. I had some like steak or shrimp tacos, something like that, and it was absolutely chef's kiss. It was the
What are you saying?
so tasty, literally some of the best food I had had in a really long time. I ended up having my other manager reach out to this company, Wilson's Hardware, see what they can get going on. They ended up giving us a very high discount. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if they're okay with me sharing the prices. So I did actually still have to pay them. I did not include them in the pricing because again, I don't know if they're okay with me, you know, respectfully sharing. Now we can finally talk about sponsorships. I told you guys, Canva is my little sister. She's my bestie. I take care of her. So in order to even begin the idea of working with brands, I wanted to make sure that I could present myself, Morgs versus the World's brand, as professional and somebody that you just want to work with. In order to do that, I created a marketing deck. This marketing deck basically included who I am, examples of my work from previous events that I've hosted, what I was looking for from the brand, what I can offer the brand myself, analytics from my platforms, viewer comments, also my contact information. Additionally, I of course sent over my media kit and also my premium portfolio. This marketing deck was super cute, super aesthetic. I had a very formatted email that would get sent out to all of these brands. I also had my specific reasonings for why I wanted to work with them, because all of these brands were handpicked by me. They're either people that I used to work with in the past before, people that I've always dreamed of working with in the future, or brands that I felt like really fit, you know, the Barbie theme. I did get denied by a lot of brands, and that's okay, because that's always going to happen. Getting denied is literally a part of life. It really just depends on how you handle that. So I reached out to a lot of people. I got a lot of no's, I got a lot of maybes, I got a lot of I'm gonna get back to yous, and it never happened. I'm so beyond thankful for those brands that did participate. Just forever grateful for it, honestly. I love the fact that they gave me an opportunity, and then on top of that, I'm glad that they actually were able to reap the benefits of working with me. In this marketing deck, I basically asked people for cash sponsorships, PR package gifts, or event gifts. So cash sponsorships would be $200, $500, $800, $1,000, $2,000, based on how many deliverables they wanted or how often they wanted their brand talked about. I also offered PR package gifts, which basically are, you know, if they wanted to provide candles like how Patty Wax did, or maybe tea bags like Joe's Commonwealth did. Then there was also event gifts. So for example, we had Love Corkscrew, who actually provided all of the wine for the event, which was phenomenal. Black owned brand, black owned, woman owned brand. So it just was really nice to be able to not only have their support for the event, but also to be able to support something that is just so powerful in general. The leading cash sponsorship for this event was Dat Jerk Caribbean Char Grill. Chef's kiss, love them so much. We also had the Escape Game, who also was a major sponsor in this event too. And I'm not only thankful for this experience, I'm forever grateful for everybody that participated. I'm grateful for all of the assistance and the help that I got. And I'm especially grateful for all the content creators who literally took out half of their day, most of their day, to just spend time with me and hang out with me, you know? I thought it was gonna be fun. I didn't think people were gonna be that impressed. So just seeing people's reactions and hearing people's reactions, yeah, I don't know if you can see, but I cannot stop smiling right now. It literally, like, the feeling that I have inside it's intense. It's really cool. Wish you could feel it. Wish you could be here with me right now.
Are you on crack?
I don't think I mentioned it earlier, but I did want to talk about some of the few things that I did that I felt, you know, added a personal touch to this event. So one of the things that I really think made a difference was giving people transportation. I wanted to make sure that this was an event that wasn't just brunch or wasn't just the movies, because I've gone to influencer events that are like that before, and they're just not intimate. You can't talk to people, you can't really get to know each other, and it just kind of seems a little short and quick-lived. With that being said, I'm really glad that I was able to actually get transportation provided by USA Guided Tours. So they picked us up from the brunch, they took us over to movie theaters, and then they also picked us up from the movie theaters, took us back to the brunch location so that people could pick up their cars. I also created this like content creator QR code that basically was a plaque at the brunch for all the creators to scan. In this file itself, it has every single creator based on their niche. It has their TikTok and their Instagram handle, and then I also put in there my personal favorite video from that creator. It just was a really easy way for people to actually connect, view everybody that was at the event itself, and then also, you know, easily follow them, easily support them. And I really like the fact that I did put my favorite video from that creator there. They're at the event, but like I don't want it to be, hey, I just invited you, you know, because you just happen to be an influencer in the area. I invited you because I like your content, I like what you do, I like you as a person, and I appreciate your energy. And additionally, for the brands, I also wanted to make sure that they had a list of all the content creators along with the content creator emails, because in the contract, everybody had to sign that it would be okay if the vendors or the brands reached out to these influencers and possibly ask them for their content. They don't have to do that. I literally said like it's only up to the content creator if they want to be able to give up their usage rights. However, this was also easy for me to now transfer this for brands, because instead of putting my favorite video, I literally just put the influencer's email instead. I created Google Drive links for every single content creator, so this is where their contracts go, where they're able to upload all of their Instagram stories, their TikTok videos, Instagram reels, whatever they want to upload, just the content that they created. So it'll then be easy for me to save all of that content, where I now make my final presentation for the brand, which is basically everybody's content, the results, the screenshots, because I did ask for analytics as well. And in general, just make it easy for me to show these brands the worth of, like I said, working with me, and also the worth of this event as a whole. I did get a lot of people asking me if I'm going to be hosting future events. The answer is yes, only because of how much people liked this event. Aside from that, I would not be doing it. Then additionally, people also did ask me how they're able to work with me for future events. You guys can always reach out to my manager at this email. I'm just excited to host my next event. I'm excited to continue this YouTube journey. I'm excited for you guys to now host your influencer event. And if there is any other way that I can assist, let your girl know. Other than that, I don't actually know how to outro YouTube videos, so there is going to be a black screen that starts literally right now.